Yo, 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 guys, how is everyone? Thanks for the hearts, by the way, guys. Really appreciate it. I'll put the music a little bit lower. How's everyone doing tonight? Thanks for the hearts. Thanks for the hearts. What are you guys up to today? I'll have a quick look if I've got an invite already. Then we can join the lobby and then we can chat a little bit. You will also be able to hear me then. To see me, actually. Not, Yo, Thomas, how are you doing, buddy? Everything alright? Everything fine? Racing, yeah, of course we're gonna be racing. Sorry. Oh, Australian, that's nice. Is it Australian? I think it is Australian, right? Let me put myself on this real quick, and I will put my screen like this so you guys are able to see me. Welcome, everyone. Should I size up my camera a little bit here so that you guys are able to see me? Nah. Yo, 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 Tonga, how are you doing, mate? I assume you are Tonghina? The Uruguayan flag, but you told me it isn't Uruguay, or I don't know why. Sorry, isn't it like midnight for you somewhere there? No, it's morning, isn't it? 9 in the morning? 7 in the morning? What are you doing? My mom has pneumonia. What is pneumonia? Thomas, you're the specialist in these kind of things. What is it? Oh, it's a sprint race. It's a one-shot qualifying. All right, fair enough. It's a one-shot qualifying and a sprint race, guys, which I didn't know about. So, I think I have an issue. No, I don't have an issue. Time to get another cursed photo, right, VV Thomas? Cursed photo? What are you talking about? I don't know what it is. I just got home from work. So you, Starry, you're Australian, right? But do you live in Australia, or are you just an Australian living in the UK or something like that? Oh, long mistaken. That's not nice, Thomas. That's not nice at all. Time to get another cursed photo, right, Phoebe Thomas? If you say so. If you say so. There's nothing I can say about that. Fair enough, sorry. Yeah. Makes sense then. Oh, you do live in Sydney. So you work with the Knights then, I assume. That's nice. And after this race you're going back to bed. Chilling in bed. I'm just gonna have a quick listen if the quality from the microphone is alright. Yeah, quality's alright. 6 p.m. until 6 a.m. That's 12 hours. That's quite a big of a job. What do you do, Starry? Working wise. Thomas, by the way, wish her good recovery if you can do that for me. She probably won't know who I am, but just do it, all right? Thank you very much. You're a lovely guy. Load freight in trains, drive a crane. That is sick as fuck. That is sick as fuck. That is so cool. I wish I could load a crane, load trains with cranes. Is it this one? 1 second, I'm gonna show you. I will show you what I think it is. One second. Ekran. Is it like this, Starry? Hold up. I'm gonna show you real quick. Is it like this? Do you mean this? This is called an elephant in Belgium. Or do you mean these? Yeah, kind of. Okay, fair enough. So we're with 15 people tonight. Not sure if there's anyone else coming. Mine's different. Fair enough. What are yours looking like then? What are these actually used for? The elephants. So what is the difference between this one and yours? If you type in Pacific National Cranes, mine will pop up. Okay. Hold up. Let me have a quick look here. I'll open up Google again because I can. Pacific National Cranes. Okay, fair enough. Cranes. Oh, those. Oh, those are very, very big. Those look very cool, though. Is it difficult? Is it a difficult job? It looks very cool. In the night, though, isn't that difficult? You're not able to see anything. Or, of course, there's going to be lights, but... Now I know where you work. Ha ha ha. Nah, easy ass. Yeah, because you probably do that already, like 12 hours a day for 10 years or something like that. Of course, then it's gonna be easy if I were to calculate some formulas. 12 hours a day for 10 years. I'm gonna find that easy too, but other people might not find it very easy. The cranes have float lights, almost like working in daylight. I want to see that. Is there any video on that? That would be crazy if there was any video on that. Hold up. I'm gonna Google. Let me have a quick look, guys. Alright, so... Pacific National Cranes. Night time. Let me have a quick look if there's any video on that. There's no video on that, unfortunately. It would have been cool. 4 years. Fair enough. Yeah, 12. Let's say you work 12 hours a day for 4 years, and let's say you work 250 days a year. That's about 3,000. That's 3,000 hours a year. And that is going to be times 4. You have sat in that crane for 12,000 hours already. Well, I think you know how a crane looks like from inside out. Like if you were to draw a crane, I think you would know how to draw it blindfolded. That was the word. Yo, Divine, how are you doing, mate? Are you alright, mate? I've got an issue. 1 second, guys. I've got an issue with my... I have an issue. I'll be right back. Hold up. Yo, Divine, what happened, mate? You got the same as Thomas's mom. What happened? Well, let me ask it differently. What did you do? Or what happened actually? If there's like a disease inside your lungs. Yeah, so Thomas's mom as well. You're both sick. You're both sick. Alright, so we're back in the game. Let me have a quick look. You've also got pneumonia or whatever the name is. I don't know the name, guys. So here is the game again. There we go. So I thought steroids were these needles that they put inside your belly or whatever. I've had for over a month now. That's crazy. So do you feel any, well, that you're improving lung wise? I don't know if that's the name for it. Are you are you getting any better or not really? Bam, 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 bam. Usually you take either prednisone or antibiotic. Antibiotics, okay, fair enough. Oh, this is bad. Hold up. Chat. I want to chat again. Okay, here we go. Yeah, getting there, pal. Thank you. No worries. Wish you a healthy recovery. It's the type of steroids. So what do steroids do? Is it like a pill? I have no idea, mate. Alright, we should be ready to go, guys. Why are we not racing? Why are we not racing, guys? Let's go racing. Let's go racing. We're waiting for one more guy, but I don't know who that guy is, so we need to patiently wait until that guy is going to be appearing. Just gonna have a quick look in the Discord if there's any sign on when we're gonna start. Alright, so race comes, the goats, yes sir. Let me have a quick look here. So we have got 22 messages. BB Thomas, let's get another one of this. Ah, come on. Thomas, I just saw your I just saw your message. We're not gonna create another one. This should help. Wait, hold up. I have to take 6 steroids at the same time as well as my antibiotics. You have got it very, very bad, Divine. I don't know what happened to you, but let me have a quick look. All right. So, they should help the lung infection better and defeat the bacteria that's in the lungs, as far as my knowledge goes. Fair enough, Thomas. Fair enough. All right. So I think we're going underway right now, as of course we're gonna have a one-shot qualifying. I think, is it a one-shot qualifying? It is a one-shot qualifying, isn't it? One-shot qualifying, as you can see on the left side of your screen, and then we're gonna be having a sprint race and a 50% race. So. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I'm gonna shut down the music, actually, because we don't want any more music here tonight. I might want to hear myself real quick. I don't want to hear myself real quick. It's there is a glitch with my audio interface where I cannot hear myself. Well, I can hear myself, but it's just double. Well, no, there's like in the background, there's like a bzzz, which I don't like at all. So I'm just gonna ignore the fact that that bzzz is there, you know. So 15 more seconds, the guys are all readying up, I hope. We've got 19 people in the lobby, if I'm not mistaken, including a Blue Dark, Shermanator, Rios, Dutski, all familiar faces. So I think P1 in the Drivers' Championship is the Steps, P2 is Dutski, and P3 is Shermanator, if I'm not mistaken. At least Shermanator is up there somewhere. And I wish you guys all a very good luck in this short qualifying and the sprint race and the race, of course. Let's try to avoid any incidents because obviously it's going to be very chaotic and all that kind of stuff. As some of you may know, Miami has only been there since 2022, so the track has only been driven twice already by the Formula 1. This is the second time that the track is going to be in the game. And I absolutely despise the track. It's an awful track. It's very slippery. Sector 1 is awful. Sector 2 is awful. And Sector 3 is alright. There's a lot of overtaking opportunities. Well, a lot is kind of exaggerating. There's not a lot of overtaking opportunities, but you've got 2 quite long straights where you're going to be able to make the overtake. I think there's also 2 DRS straights, if I'm not mistaken. And then, of course, we're heading into the short qualifying. So I'm going to take my controller with me. And we might want to focus with S Scottish here, who is around a P8 right now. We're going up and down, as you can see on the left side of your screen. Scottish now entering turn 2, turn 3. As he touches the curb there, very, very interesting approach by the Mercedes driver going into turn 4 and 5 right now. And then we've got turn 6, a fast left-hander. As he seems to be touching all the curbs he can, but it's not the right approach to go with. Scottish now coming down the long straight. It's not really a long straight because there's corners in that straight, but they're not considered corners. So I'm just going to reply to a text here real quick. As Scottish is now entering sector 2. As I'm just going to take the track web with me. A little chicane, difficult to go through because you've got those curbs down the inside that you definitely don't want to touch. He's got the fast second sector and he's actually pushing right now, already in second, as he's got AWH Smith right in front of him, Spongy right behind him, and it's just the question who's going to be the fastest down the main straight. Is Scottish going to be able to take the lead of the race here? Well, the lead of the race, it's only qualifying. Is he going to take pole? A good question. It seems like this is going to be for Smith, who's just come across the line with a 128.2. Scottish 110 behind, and Dusky Beard was very, very close by a couple of hundreds behind Mr. S. Scottish. And then, of course, we have got the rest of the grid, which we will be analyzing later. Here we go. So AWH in P2, we've got Scottish in P2. Wait, hold up. AWH in P1, Scottish in P2, and then we've got the Steps in P3. Further, we've got Dusky in P4, Spongy in P5, and then we've got Shermanator, Yunus, Tongina, El Shakal, Muki, Zbiza, Starry, Jesper, Ishi, we have got Oranje, we've got Blue, we've got Rios, we've got Naismith, Talk, and then last but not least, we have got Jan, who didn't set a qualifying time. Unfortunately, as he got disqualified, so did Talk. And we've got Naismith, Rios, who I think both invalidated here around Miami. It's not very easy to invalidate around Miami because usually there's not too many track limits for grabs. So, yeah, it's going to be very interesting during the sprint race, of course. I'm just going to check my Discord messages here real quick. Doesn't seem to be very bad. Yeah, and I really wonder what setups the guys are going to be using, because usually around Miami you want to run around 15, 16 wings. You do need a lot of straight line speed, but you also need a little bit of downforce through the corners. Invalidated in the chicane. Thomas. How did you manage to do that? How did you manage to do that? How can you invalidate through a chicane? Only if you cut the corner, like cut the whole chicane. Because I feel like if you touch the corner, if you touch the curb down the inside, you're not going to be invalidating, are you? Because you're just losing so much time. I'm not 100% sure how many laps these are. Let me do a calculate. Oh, it's going to be 9 laps, I think. Because it's usually 33% of the actual race distance. The guys are first going to be doing a sprint, a formation lap, of course. And we might be able to analyze what tires are going on. I can see 2 different strategies already. Smith on the medium tires, and then we've got Scottish on the soft tires. Let me have a quick look here, tire-wise. Now, just before the corner, I went a little too wide. Fair enough, Thomas. Ooh, we've got a lot of different strategies here. Well, not a lot of different ones, but not many people choosing the same. And we've got Rios on the hards. Very interesting approach. So we've got Smith in P1 on pole on the mediums. Scottish in the steps right behind him on the softs. Then we've got Tutsky on the mediums, Spongy on the softs. We've got medium, soft, medium, soft, medium, soft, soft, medium, 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 hard, medium, soft, soft. So a lot of different switcheroonies. Oh, the Mercedes driver glitching all over the place. But yeah, as you can see at the bottom of your screen, there's going to be 2 main strategies to go for. Rios going on to those hard tires. Very interesting strategy as they're heading into that long straight right now. And as you can see, Smith just came past that chicane, as it is a very difficult and a very risky chicane to make a move in. As you can see right there, Scottish glitching all over the place. Not too sure what he is up to right now, but his tires are definitely going to be heated enough. There we go. We've got the steps in P3. So a beautiful position for the AlphaTauri team. Smith in P1, the steps, his teammate in P3. As Scottish finds himself in a AlphaTauri sandwich right now. Tusky in P4 and Spongy in P5. Definitely a very competitive top 5 right now. Mookie all the way in P10. So Tusky must have been a little bit disappointed with that result from his teammate. Also, Red Bull not really performing where they should be. Neither is the McLaren team. And then we've got Alpine all the way in P14 and in P6. So not bad either. And also the Alfa Romeo team, not bad at all. We've got a little bit of an up and down position for the Mercedes team. P2 for Scottish and a P18 for Naismith, as he also got disqualified during the formation lap. So his tires are not going to be warmed up at all. But are you guys ready for this sprint race here around Miami? It is going to be round 4. Well, of course, it is going to be the sprint race first, but round 4 of season 1 here in Divine Eye Racing. Of course, they're the sponsor of King of League, so make sure to check them out if you are not racing yet in this league, as we've got 5 red lights here in Miami. And away we go. Do we have a good start from both the AlphaTauri drivers? Does look like it's Scottish on these soft tires. He's going to throw it down the inside already, and he's going to make up a position already. These soft tires definitely are giving him some benefit during this race start. We've got a little bit of carnage at the beginning of the race already. We've got Mookie, who dropped down all the way to P20, Tonginga in P19, and Dark in P18 right now. Seems like Scottish is trying to make a gap already early in the race. The steps finds himself struggling right behind his teammate, and his teammate is going to let him go through. Beautiful team play here from Smith, as he's going to try to keep the main rival from the steps behind the teammate. Of course, Smith is now going to try and defend the inside line. Tusky goes around the outside, but is Smith going to make up a position? Does look like it. A little bit of a blockade by the AlphaTauri team right there. Tusky throws it down the inside as he's going to make up a position here, as they're both going through the chicane. Tusky going a little bit wide. I think Smith needs to benefit from that mistake by the Ferrari driver right there. Oranjeboom Brown has joined again, as now Tusky is looking to make a move on the steps here. And also Smith finds himself in a difficult position because he's got that soft tire runner right behind him. Also Shermanator is doing a good job keeping all the soft tire runners behind him. As you can see, WH Smith is trying to make the overtake on Tusky again. And Shermanator is now having a heated battle with the other Alfa Romeo driver, as Spongy made the overtake on Shermanator already. Scottish with the fastest lap right now, 132.6. But of course, that's not really representable. Younes trying to make a move on his teammate, and I wonder who out of these two are going to be taking the lead of the team. You know, who's going to be taking first place in the team, as it seems like it is going to be Spongy trying to find his way around AWH Smith. And I feel like Smith has given up quite a few positions to give his teammate a little bit of a point advantage compared to Tusky here. Right now, Spongy trying to make the overtake on AWH Smith. Oh, you guys cannot hear the game sound. That's annoying. Let me try and fix that for you real quick. There we go. To Dynamite straight, we can see that Smith has a lot of straight line speed, but he doesn't have any ERS left. So that is going to be difficult to cope with at the end of the race, because if you're having no ERS left, you're not going to be able to make a move or keep the guy behind you. And that's just a fact. You know, steps, there is quite a big of a gap between Scottish and the steps right now. So is he going to try and close that gap, or is he just going to put a lot of effort at keeping Tusky right behind him? As we can see, Spongy now on the tail of AWH Smith. With the use of Slipstream, he's going to fly past the AlphaTauri driver, brake a little bit later, and then that overtake is going to be done. Also, Younes looking to make a move on Smith right there. And I feel like the top 7 has come through those first couple of laps quite smooth. So we might want to have a quick look with the position changes here. 4 positions lost for Smith, as he gave quite a big of a sacrifice here for his teammate. And we've got the biggest winner of the evening, Jan, all the way in P9. He's gained 11 positions. The biggest loser of the evening is going to go to Mookie, who dropped actually 10 positions, but he made up 2 positions already. As it seems like DRL Naismith is trying to get past Starry here. Let's focus on that real quick. As the Australian driver, a little bit tired from his his work shift this evening. Well, this night. It's for him. It was the night. Right now, it's in the morning for him. As we might want to focus back to Sir Spongy here, as he's gonna try and go around the outside of Tutsky here with a good exit. He might be able to make a move around the outside, but he decides to not go for that right now. Smith also looking to make a move on Spongy once again. Through the chicane they go, but it doesn't look like there's any opportunity for Smith to find his way around the Alfa Romeo driver. Let's focus at the back of the grid here real quick, as 3 drivers are quite close to each other. Talk trying to keep Naismith and Starry behind him. Rios with a 3-second time penalty. Rios finds him all the way in P18 right now, as I think he might have had a minor incident with someone. DRL Naismith now with the use of DRS. He's going to fly past the Dutch driver. Down the inside he goes, but maybe Talk might be able to make a switchback work. As he's around the outside right now. Has a little bit of a snap there, as he has to let the Mercedes driver fly past. And now he's got to deal with the Australian driver, Starry. Although he's going to go for it again. Around the outside he goes. And there goes Talk back into P8. Naismith tries to make a dive bomb work on these medium tires. But I feel like the soft tires are of Talk are not done yet. Starry right now in P12. He didn't gain a position, but didn't lose a position either. As he's doing a splendid job right now at keeping this position. He's got Jan behind him. And Talk made up 9 positions already. He came from P19 all the way up into P10 already. He's having a heated battle with a P11 right now, who went from P18 to P11 right now. So these guys started at the same positions somewhere around P18, P19. And then, of course, we have got a battle for P10. 4 points. Not yet, as the sprint race is not going to be 4 points. It's only going to be the top 8, and we're going to be scoring points. As Talk just got overtaken by DRL Naismith once again. As I think these guys are going to be having a back and forward racing. As they're heading into the long straight right now. Into that last corner before the straight is going to be there. And Talk took quite an awkward line, I must say. Down the main straight he goes, but he's 5/10 down on DRL Naismith. Down the main straight he goes. And what is a Red Bull driver going to do? Is it going to be 3 wide? Talk around the outside. Maybe he can make a switchback work, as he's having minor contact with the Mercedes driver right now. Starry tried to make the overtake work, but he had a little bit of a snap there. So the opportunity was not there to be found yet. As Jan is closing down the gap to these 3. We've got a 4-way battle right now. Mookie made the overtake on Tang Hinga. As they're going side by side right there. DRL Naismith and Talk. As it is going to be Talk taking the lead of this little group. As DRL Naismith tries to make the overtake down the inside once again. A little bit of an awkward line from the Mercedes driver. But both drivers are struggling with the curbs. As DRL Naismith now finds himself in a difficult position down the inside of Talk right there. As we're currently watching with Jan, actually not the best POV to look at. Younes, who's having a heated battle with the Williams driver. I think we're going 3 wide down the main straight here, but it is gonna be Starry gaining 2 positions, and it is gonna be Jan trying to make the overtake on DRL Naismith, but the opportunity was not there yet. Now Talk tries to find his way around the Red Bull driver. There's no room for improvement yet. But now maybe with the use of DRS, he is gonna fly past the Red Bull driver, as hopefully he's gonna leave enough space for Talk to get past. As he doesn't have the DRS though, so there's the DRS, and neither does he have ERS, so there's no point in him defending at this point of the race yet. Into lap 7 out of the 10 they go. And Talk makes up a position. Beautiful move there from the Dutch driver. As we're heading into a lap. There goes DRL Naismith. Into the wall, possibly has a broken front wing. Is he going to come into the pits? It doesn't look like it. Mookie is going to go past. We've got a Tonzinga who's going to go past. So is Ishii, and so is Rios. Talk, who now gets past the Red Bull driver, as I think Jabiza had a little bit of an incident there. Or he crashed himself, not 100% sure. Starry is looking to make the overtake on his fellow Oceanian driver. Oh, beautiful switchback from Jan right there. Made the move on Starry. As he makes up a position right now. Up into P10. AWH Smith and Chasal are having a heated battle right now. Down the main straight they go. Into turn 7, I think that is, if I'm not mistaken. It's probably not turn 7. I have no idea what turn that is. As the AWH still has the inside line here. Pushes the Williams driver a little bit wide. This is very, very risky for the AlphaTauri driver right now. Because he's not going to have the DRS, does he? Oh, he does have the DRS. Very, very close. But he is going to have it. So he's going to have a little bit of straight line speed here compared to the Williams driver. There's an incident happening in Sector 2. We've also got Shermanator looking down the inside to make the overtake on Sachal. And Jan making up a position to Starry. And Jan crashes. He retires from the session as there is going to be a safety car. So the question is going to be, is anyone going to come into the pits to go onto fresh, soft tires? I would say a couple are going to. As a full safety car, of course, has to come into the pits when lap 9 is going to start. So that we have, well, 2 laps of racing there. It doesn't look like anyone is coming into pits except for the Aston Martin driver. That is going to be Rios, who was on the hard tires before. Naismith is coming into the pits, so is Jesper. And not a great start for the Aston Martin team, all the way in P16 and P18. We've got Blue, Dark, and Oranje Boom, the McLaren team, all the way in P15 and P19. So not great for those two either. So you might want to have a quick look with Sir Spongy here. And this is, of course, very great for the soft tire runners. Because behind the safety car, they're not going to lose too much degradation on their tires. And obviously, you know, the medium tires last a little bit longer. So for the soft tires to work till the end of the race, you want to be behind the safety car, and that's what's happening right now. Starry with a drive-through penalty, speeding under safety car. What a big mistake by the Australian driver, as he's currently in P10. He's probably going to drop back all the way to P19, as of course Jan crashed out of the race. And to my knowledge, I'm not 100% sure, maybe Divine will be able to tell me this, but does everyone get points during a sprint race? Because I know in Phoenix we had a different point system for the sprint race. Well, it was actually the same as the race, well, the race points. So I'm not too sure if you guys implemented the same rules or not really. Currently right behind the safety car. So we might want to have a quick look with the position changes once again. One position gained for Scotty with that beautiful move into turn 1 on, I think it was AWH Smith, if I'm not mistaken. And we had Tutski gaining 2 positions already. The step didn't lose a single position. Sir Spongy up 1 position, and Younes, his teammate, up 2 positions. Smith lost 5, unfortunately, as I think... Who was it? Who qualified in P2? Who qualified in P2? Was it... Who qualified in P2? Oh, it was Scottish. Oh my days. Yeah, of course, it was Scottish who qualified in P2. So, Chasal, he gained 2 positions. Shermanator lost 2. We've got Talk, our biggest winner, gaining 10. And also, Daryl Naismith might have been our biggest winner if he didn't crash. But coming into that last corner, he kind of lost traction, crashed into the wall. Not sure if he had front wing damage, though. It definitely looked like it, but I can't say for sure. And we're heading into the last lap of the race. The guys didn't manage to get close to the safety car yet. Especially Blue Dark all the way in P19. As he's 10 seconds behind right now. The safety car is going to come into this lap, in this lap. So they need to push a little bit more here. I'm not sure if Blue Dark is slowing down. He is slowing down. Not sure why he is slowing down, actually. Is he slowing down, though? Safety car coming in this lap. 3-second time penalty for Oranje Boom Brown. As he's trying to catch up to the safety car right now. Might have not been the best decision to come into the pits. Safety car situation. The safety car is in the pits right now. And the question is going to be, when is Scottish going to go? Coming out of that last corner right now. It's looking good. It's looking great for Scottish, and he's gonna go already 5 tenths behind. It's Tutski Beard. And the steps kind of caught lacking here. 1 second behind. As he's under fire from behind by Sir Spongy. 3 tenths down right now. 5-second time penalty for Starry for speeding in the pit lane. As he probably has a broken front wing here. Tutski looking to get full points. Into turn 5 they go. I have actually no idea. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're heading into turn 9 later, and then that long right-hander is turn 10, if I'm not mistaken. So he's not going to have the DRS. So these guys will have to do it only with ERS, as the DRS is not enabled. We've got a yellow flag in sector 2. That is going to be the Alpine driver, Shermanator, who dropped back 11 positions. Possibly had an incident with someone else. Tutski having a little bit of a lockup there. I think there has been some corner cutting through that chicane. Down the main straight they go. Only one more lap to go. And this is going to be Tutski's only options to make the overtake. Or maybe down the main straight at the last lap. But he needs to push a little bit more in order to make that overtake work. He needs to be a little bit closer coming out of that last corner before we're heading into that main straight. As you can see, Scottish came a little bit smoother through that corner. 7 tenths down is Tutski Beard. Heading into turn 1 right now. Beautiful POV from these two. And the question is going to be, who is going to take the pole? Well, the P1 in this sprint race. But also, who's going to take pole during the actual race? Who's going to start from the front line? Of course, it's going to be these two. But who's going to be starting in P1? It looks like that's going to be Scottish. But anything can happen during this last lap right now. With a good exit out of that last corner. Scottish might be securing his sprint race win here. Although Tutski with a good straight line speed. He's using all of his ERS already to make that move into this fast left-hander. No, slow left-hander, I should say. As he makes up that position. But Scottish might be looking to make a move again down the main straight. Into the chicane they go. And are they leaving enough space for each other? Does look like it. Scottish around the outside. Tried to make switchback work. And with a good exit, he is going to be able to make that overtake. He has a little bit of ERS spare. Down the main straight they go. Is it going to be Scottish or is it going to be Tutski? It looks like it's going to be Scottish. Around the outside he goes. Is the Mercedes driver going to take the lead of the race? No, it is not going to be. Maybe a switchback. They're going side by side, coming around the last corner. Who is going to take the lead of the race? Is it going to be Tutski? Is it going to be Scottish? They're coming around the last corner, and it is going to be Scottish taking the race win here in this sprint race in Miami. Only 1 tenth in between those two. Then we've got the Steps in P3, Spongy in P4, and Younes in P5. Smith lost 5 positions, very unfortunate right there. Chassal in P7, Talk in P8, Jabiza in P9, and then DRL Naismith, who made up a couple of positions again, actually. He came to the pits quite late. I think it was around lap... Well, into lap 9, he was around P16 or something like that. He made up 6 positions still, so good job by the Mercedes driver right there. And I think someone caught a lot of penalties, but I'm not 100% sure who that was. Was it Starry? I think it was Starry, wasn't it? Let me have a quick look. Driver of the day talk, totally deserved, as I think he's done a splendid job. But so did Daryl Naismith, in my opinion, although he crashed though. Let me have a quick look. So sprint race results, here we go. I should delete my camera real quick. Bloop. There we go. Scottish in P1. We've got Tutski in P2 and the Steps in P3. Fastest lap goes to... Let me have a quick look. Oh, it's a glitch. All right. I think it's Chassal, but I'm not... No, it's not Chassal. It's Spongy. No, it's Scottish with the fastest lap. Bro, I saw a kill in front of me. Haha. Tonga, what happened? Who killed who? So, Tutski is in P2, the Steps in P3, Spongy in P4, and Younes in P5. Further, we've got Smith, Chassal, Talk, Jabiza, Naismith, Amuki, Rios, Ishi, Tonginda, Shermanator, Blue Dark, Starry, Jesper, Oranje Boom, and then we've got Jan all the way at the back of the grid. Most penalties goes to Starry, as he had 36 in total. Very unfortunate, but it is what it is, you know. So all the guys are going to be prepping their cars, prepping their setup. Thomas, you had a great race, buddy. Great battles with Mr. Naismith. Just gonna take a quick sip of water because I'm thirsty as fuck. Apparently Ishii killed an Aston Martin. So it's either gonna be, who did he kill? Rios, or who's the other Aston Martin? Who is the other Aston Martin? I have no idea, guys. By the way, if you guys want to catch a quick screen, a quick picture. To anyone who facecam is off, by the way, yeah, I know, Thomas. I'm gonna. No, not that you know. I'm not gonna make any weird faces. I'm gonna do it during the race, and then when the race is over, you guys can re-watch the stream, and then I know who has watched the stream and who didn't. Nothing happened to me, P7. Not bad at all, Cal. Good race, buddy. Oh, you're Sazal, aren't you? Oh, Shakel. Is it Shakel, or how should I pronounce it actually? I don't know. I'm just gonna read my messages here real quick, guys. Alright, so we're first gonna have a sprint race, as I'm gonna reply to one more message real quick. Alright, guys, let's have a quick look with Shakel. Okay, so it's Shakel. Looks cool and funny at the same time. So strategy-wise, we are looking at 3 medium tire runners. Scottish is warming up his tires, but not at the right way. His tires are going to be gone already. So he's going to be running medium tires. So is Tutski, so is the Steps. And then we've got Sir Spongy on the hard tires. Yunus and AWH on the soft tires. Medium tire runners in the midfield. We've got all the way from P7 to P11 running medium tires. Then we've got 2 soft tire runners, a medium tire runner, a soft tire runner, a medium tire runner, a hard tire runner, and then 3 medium tire runners at the end of the race, at the end of the pack. So the good question is going to be, who is going to be having the right strategy? The guys on the soft tires are hoping for an early safety car. They might want to go from softs to hards to finish off the race on the hard tires. The medium tire runners, they're probably going to go mediums, hards. The hard tire runners are probably going to go either hard mediums or hard softs, depending on the safety car situation. But if I were to run hard tires, not too sure if that's the best decision, but maybe Spongy doesn't think there's going to be an early safety car. Maybe he hopes there's going to be a late safety car. In that case, it would be great for Spongy. The good question is there going to be a safety car? That's something to wait for, patiently wait for. I don't know if that's the right way to say it. But we've got the Alfa Romeo team in P4 and P5, and not a bad position to be in, as they find themselves in an AlphaTauri sandwich, as the Steps and AWH Smith are in P3 and P6. Soft tires for Yunus and Smith, so I think they're going to be making up a couple of positions. We're also going to see a good race start from these two. As we're heading into lap 1 out of the 29 here around Miami, we're in Divine Eye Racing Season 1, Round 4 of the Miami Grand Prix. As it is going to be 5 red lights here in Miami right now, and away we go. We've got a pretty decent start there from Yunus, as it looks like he's going around the outside of his teammate. No position changes in the lead right there. Tutski trying to throw it down the inside, but Scottish keeps the position. as it doesn't look like Younes made that position on his teammate Spongy right there. As it is going to be Smith looking to make a move down the inside. He's not going to make up a position. Ishii retired from the session, as there is going to be a virtual safety car already. As Ishii's car is going to be somewhere in Sector 1 right now. And we haven't started, well, we haven't finished one lap yet, and we already have a DNF. So, is this going to be the right approach for the guys? Are they going to try and keep it a little bit more clean and a little bit more safe out there, or do they really want to cause aggressive overtakes and aggressive penalties? And I don't know what else you can get aggressively, but Tog right now right behind the AlphaTauri driver, as Tog made up a couple of positions already, if I'm not mistaken. Let me have a quick look here. He made up one position. The biggest winner is going to be Jan again, as he went from P20 to P10 to P9. I have no idea during the sprint race, and then dropped again to P20, as the VSC is going to end soon. Sir Spongy right behind the steps here, although a couple of tens behind. And green lights and go, go, go. We've got Talk right on the tail of AWH Smith. Is he going to make the overtake? It does look like it. He's going to brake a little bit later, but watch out. He almost went into the back of the Alfa Romeo driver. Goes into the wall right now. Possibly has a broken front wing. Is he going to come into the pits? Doesn't look like it. A Scottish with the fastest lap already on these medium tires right now. As we find, well, Talk finds himself in a very difficult position right now. Jan has left the session. As he dropped, no, he didn't drop a single position. Not too sure what happened there, as we've got a little bit of carnage here in the midfield. We were going 3 wide. Mookie makes up a position. There goes the Red Bull driver, as he's glitching all over the place right there. Not sure what happened. Shermanator now trying to make the overtake on Shbiza, and he makes that overtake actually. Mookie finds himself in a P10 already, although he just got overtaken by Shermanator. Beautiful move there by the Alpine driver, as Mookie is now down a position instead of up a position. He's looking to make a move. There goes Jabiza. I'm not too sure what he's up to. Does he have a broken front wing? It does look like it. We've got a move from dear old Naismith down the inside. Jan has joined again. I think it must have been a connection issue. Mookie trying to come back onto the track safely, as it is going to be Shermanator making up that position again. A lot of heated battles here in the midfield, and in the meanwhile, at the front of the grid, there's not much happening. Sir Spongy is kind of losing the toe off the top 3 right there, as Smith made up a position to Younes, so he's back into the top 5. Ishii has left the session, and Shakal finds himself in P8, swerving a little bit, not too sure. No, that's Shermanator there, as he got overtaken by Mookie right there. Dusky with the fastest lap, a 131.6, and not a bad lap at all, but I do think we're going to be able to get into the 130s later during this race. Jabiza coming into the pits with that broken front wing, and Rios didn't really make too many positions up on these soft tires, so very interesting strategy to go for, because usually on the soft tires you want to make up as many positions as you can early during the race, because your tires are going to be the freshest and the fastest of them all. But it looks like Rios didn't really manage to do so. Jesper all the way in P13 made up 5 positions, and I think Rios, he didn't really put too much practice into the new season. As you can see, he's all the way in P12, didn't gain a single position, 1.9 seconds behind Shermanator, so he's definitely leaving a gap to the guys ahead of him. As we might want to focus on Tutsky here, as he finds himself right behind Scottish, the Ferrari driver, looking to get his first race win of the season, if I'm not mistaken. We already had 3 races during this season. The last race was, of course, Hungary, with a beautiful race from all of the guys here. And we have got a crash. I think that is going to be Jesper. Dusky Dynamite straight. He's got some straight line speed and also the DRS, but he's not going to be able to make a move anytime soon. A Scottish with quite a big of a lead right now, 3/10, heading into the next lap, into lap 4. Shakal around the outside. Talk looking to make a move down the inside. He pushes the Williams driver a little bit wide. Not much room given by the Dutch driver, but he makes up that position anyway. Shakal around the outside with a good exit coming out of that last corner. And is he going to be able to make that move? It does look like it closes the gap to... Well, it closes the gap for Talk right there. There is going to be a safety car right now. Someone has crashed out. And I think that is going to be Blue Dark. No, it's going to be Jesper. Jesper crashed out. Not 100% sure where he crashed out, but it is going to be a full safety car. Drive-through penalty for Jabiza, speeding under the safety car. And Jabiza, not the race he has hoped for. Dropped back all the way to P17 after coming into the pits early. As we're heading into lap 5 out of the 29. Jesper has left the session, unfortunately. Let's have a quick look with the tires again, if there's any change in tires. Well, of course, the guys at the back of the grid are switching to soft tires. Not sure why, because I don't think they will last until the end of the race. But the guys at the midfield didn't decide to come into the pits yet. We are having a lot of medium and soft tire runners, so I would say the soft tire runners are going to come into the pits already to go onto the hard tires to finish off this race, or maybe risk to go onto the medium tires to finish off the race on soft tires, because it's going to be battling at the end of the race. So I think there's going to be a lot of crashes, and there might be a safety car at the end of the race. So the good question is, what strategy are the soft tire runners going to go on? Do they want to go into the pits early, go into hard tires, and finish off the race in the hopes there's not going to be a safety car at the end of the race? Or do you want to do the opposite and stay out on these soft tires? Smith is coming into the pits, but none of the other soft tire runners are coming into the pits at this point of the race. Although Shermanator is also coming into the pits. So what tire will Smith be going on? Let's have a quick look with the AlphaTauri driver right now. He's going to go for hard tires. And that's a very interesting approach. I wouldn't say it's the worst, but I can't say really if it's the best either. He made up no positions on these soft tires and switch over to the hard tires. I'm not sure if it's the best decision to go for, but I guess he will know better. He's the racing driver, I'm not, so he's got a little bit more information on how his tire status was earlier during this race. Down the main straight they go right now, as we're right behind the safety car, so it's going to be patiently waiting right now. But the question is, when are the medium tires going to come into the pits? Because, you know, they're currently on 4-lap on medium tires. They can stretch the medium tires for a little bit longer because they're right behind the safety car, but the tire overheating probability, the tire degradation rate is quite high around Miami. So I would say they're going from mediums to hards around lap 13 or 14 to finish off the race on the hard tires and hope for a late safety car maybe, so that they can switch on to the soft tires. I don't think the safety car is going to come into the pits yet. As you can see, Jabiza is all the way in P18. He's about 16 seconds down on these guys. Every time I say down, I have to think about the Hunger Games movie. So I saw a Hunger Games movie, the new one. I think it's Mockingjays and Songbirds or whatever. Mockingbirds and song... I don't know. Something with birds and snakes. Mockingjay and... I have to Google that. I need to Google that. I want to know what it is. So, Hunger Games... Let me have a quick look. Hunger Games movie. Okay, so this is gonna be... Where is it? Where is it? The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. That was the one. So, every time there's this crazy professor who has made up the game. And every time that something happens... Well, not really. It's very vague how I'm telling you guys, but she says something like, and down goes and down, and every time I say down, I have to think of that woman. He goes down in the cage, down in the cage, or something like that. I have no idea, but it's just stuck in my mind, you know. You know what the problem is with the Miami track? I feel like it's horseshit. And it's slippery, and there's not many overtaking opportunities, and it's just ass, you know. And I'm not looking forward to race on here or have any events on the Miami Grand Prix or anything. Nobody actually likes this track. This track is just there so that they can bring our engineers allowed in these races, bro. That's a good question. I don't think they are, because there is almost always 20 racers, and there is one commentator, which is going to be me, of course. So I don't think that engineers are allowed, unfortunately. My apologies to disappoint you. So the safety car is going to come into the pits. We still have 23 laps to go. And hopefully we will be having a safety car free race for the rest of the race. I'm just going to have a quick look here in P13. As Jan needs to watch out. He goes side by side with the Alpine driver, which is of course not allowed. But let's go to the front of the grid, as it is going to be Scottish once again starting the safety car restart. And now Tutski is a little bit closer, and so is the Steps. He got caught lacking earlier during the sprint race. But right now he's closer to the guys ahead. We've got Sir Spongy getting attacked from behind, and he's taking out his teammate. He's taking out his teammate. Younes. Is he losing a position thanks to that? Talk already up into P6. But as we know, Talk is probably gonna he's probably gonna crash again. He's right behind the Alfa Romeo driver right now. But that was very interesting. Sir Spongy not leaving any space for his teammate. Or did Younes go a little bit too wide there and got caught in an incident? Daryl Naismith makes up a position to Mookie. Now it looks like Smith is trying to make that overtake on Mookie. Not much room given. They're going 3 wide down the main straight. Who's going to come out on top? Is it going to be Daryl Naismith? Is it going to be Smith? It looks like it's going to be Smith. Around the outside he goes. Smith takes P8 right now as Naismith. Although Naismith doesn't give up. They're going a little bit too wide. 3 wide as a little bit of a mistake there from Mookie as he kind of cut down the corner there. And now he's under fire from behind. They're going down the chicane. Not much room given. There's some incidents happening as Mookie loses 2 positions right now. 1 to Shermanator, 1 to Naismith. As AWH Smith has created kind of a gap. 9/10 already. As there is a yellow flag in Sector 2. That is going to be Blue Dark, who's all the way in P17. No, it's going to be Oranjeboom Brown, but no safety car yet. The Steps makes up a position here to Tutski. Tutski, who still has the inside line, so he's not going to give up there. And he retakes P2 from the AlphaTauri driver, from the Czech driver right there. And I really wonder whether whether the Steps is going to be able to get past Tutski. Tutski is such a a difficult driver to overtake. Not a bad driver, guys. He's a great guy. But he's such a difficult guy to make the overtake on. And as you can see here, he's just making it so difficult for both the Steps and Spongy to make the overtake. Look at this. He's gonna have the DRS right now. I don't think Tutski will have the DRS, will he? Scottish, yeah, he will have the DRS. It looks like it. He's gaining a lot of time to Scottish right now. 7/10, 6/10, 5/10 right now to the Mercedes driver. I'm saying a lot of right now. I should stop saying it right now. Mookie making up a position. Here goes Talk, defending from Shakal. As Talk down the inside he goes, and he makes up that position. Beautifully done by the Dutch driver. And now his next target is going to be Younes, who kind of got caught in an incident earlier during this race with his teammate, with their safety car restart. So very interesting there. There might be a little report for Younes on his teammate, but that's going to be after, well, post-race, of course. It's, the Steps looking to make a move on Tutski. It was not close enough, as all 3 of them running medium tires right now. So I think Sir Spongy finds himself in the right spot with the right strategy. DRS seems to be enabled. Oh, so Tutski couldn't have had the DRS earlier. I should have kept that in mind, actually. Jabiza disqualified from the session, ignoring drive-through penalty. That is going to be frustrating for the New Zealand driver, as we've got Smith right behind the Williams driver right now. Let's have a quick look. I'm saying right now again. Smith. What a move from the AlphaTauri driver. He makes up a position, as that might have been the nicest move we've seen already during this Miami Grand Prix. Shermanator on the tail of Shakal, as Tutski makes up a position up into P1. He takes the lead of the race here. And is Shermanator gonna get past anyone? It does look like it. Talk loses 2 positions. 3 actually. 1 to Smith. 1 to... Wait. Shakal loses another position. Chicale actually loses 2 positions. 1 to Talk, 1 to Shermanator. Shermanator goes onto the curb. Tries to go around the outside, having a little bit of a snap there. I think if he didn't have that snap, he might have been able to make the overtake. Talk right now down the main straight. Shermanator has the DRS, but so does Talk. And who's going to come out on top? It looks like it's going to be Shermanator. Down the main straight he goes. He's not going to have the slipstream, unfortunately, so he has to back out of the move. Talk dropped down the position now. AWH Smith and Younes are having a heated battle. Younes comes into the pits, possibly as a broken front wing, although... Oh, 5-second time penalty for the Alfa Romeo driver right now. I thought it just gives you a 5-second penalty, and it told me I had DSQ as I passed the pit lane. Ah, that's unfortunate, mate. Jabiza, next time better, mate. You can do... I mean, I'm pretty sure you can do better. You had a little bit of an unfortunate race, I do have to say that. Sir Spongy going off track there, might have caught a penalty, or not a penalty, but a track warning. As I really wonder how many penalties or how many track warnings these guys have. Younes with a 5-second time penalty, of course. As it seems like Shermanator just made the overtake on Talk. Talk is going to try and make the overtake back again on the Alpine driver. Around the outside he goes with the DRS. Beautiful move by Talk. Going into that slow left hand right now. Shermanator with a deep dive bomb. Talk leaves enough space for Shermanator to get past, but he doesn't let him go past. Is he going to close down that gap? Yes, indeed he is. He takes a P6 again, but there's a big gap forming between them and AWH Smith, who's already in P5. 3-second gap to the AlphaTauri driver right now, as it seems like Smith is trying to get back to Spongy right now. Scotty on the tail of the Ferrari driver. And what is Scotty going to do? Actually, Scotty. I said Scotty again. Chasal and Talk. Chicale, I should say. Let me have a quick look. Who's going to take the lead of this little group here? DRS wide open. We've got a 3-way battle. Who's going to come out on top? It seems like it's going to Chicale. It's going to go to Chicale. No, it's not going to be going to Chicale. It's going to go to Shermanator, who retakes P6 here. As Miami is not a track where you're going to be avoiding contact. All of these guys, I think, had contact once already, which is not a great approach, if I'm being honest. Let me put the telemetry... No, not the telemetry, the lap data on real quick. Uh-oh, I think Scottish is going to retake the lead. Down the main straight he goes as he retakes the lead. Spongy up into P3, although the steps doesn't give in. Oh, he gives back that position to the Alfa Romeo driver. He didn't want to cause any incidents. Beautiful fighting from all of these guys. There's a yellow flag in sector 2. I think that must have been the... Naismith retired from the session in the pit lane. A little bit of an unfortunate race he's had. Down the main straight we go, as nobody seems to be making a move. Scottish with another beautiful exit coming out of that last corner before the main straight was going to be there. Now he finds himself in a difficult position. Stutsky is going to have the DRS once again. And will it be enough for the Ferrari driver? It doesn't look like it. Scottish once again a big gap to the Ferrari driver. Oh, Tutsky almost going into the back of the Mercedes driver. And Spongy, is he going to make the overtake on Tutsky? Around the outside he goes. Is he going to get enough space from Tutsky? Doesn't look like it. Tutsky takes the risky lines. He goes onto the curb there. Oh, Spongy with a beautiful exit. But he's not going to make the overtake. He was looking to make a move down the inside, but decided to back off. Down the main straight they go right now, as it is going to be Tutsky with the DRS, but so does Spongy. Who is going to make the overtake? It doesn't look like anyone. Actually, down this straight, nobody seems to be making a move anytime soon. So, quite unfortunate, but it is what it is. Younes has already gone onto the medium tires, so I think he's hoping for a late safety car to go back onto the soft tires. Into the chicane they go. Tutsky is a little bit closer to Scottish than he was before. Let's have a quick look whether he's going to be able to make the overtake right now. Once again, another good exit from Scottish right there. And with that straight line speed, it's not easy for Tutsky to make the overtake down the straight, even with the DRS. Let's have a quick look. He's backing out of it. The corner was just closing in that fast. Well, coming that fast. The braking zone was closing in that fast. And I don't think he could have risked anything. Sir Spongy in P3 right now. On the hard tires too. So he's actually doing a splendid job keeping this position. As he's going to be on the faster tire later during this race. Jan up into P6. I think there's going to be a safety car. Yes, indeed there is. Starry, who crashed out. He's left the session. So did Naismith. A couple of guys coming into the pits, including Tonghinga. Mookie is also coming into the pits on these 12-lap-old mediums. He's possibly going on to the hard tires to finish off this race with. We've got Blue Dark all the way in P14 right now. And he's going to be able to make up a couple of positions if he comes back into the pits and goes on to hard tires. Because then he will be on the tire that he's going to finish on. And then all the other guys still have to come into the pits. But I think there's going to be a lot of guys coming into the pits, if I'm being honest. Let me take another quick sip of water. Dive bombs have to stop. Alright. Starry in the chat is angry at everyone on track. Because you guys have to stop dive bombing. And I agree. I agree. Stop the dive bombs. Stop the risky overtakes. We cannot allow it any more further. Starry, not to laugh with you, but I think we should start a petition. And give it to Tutski and Divine Eye. Stop the dive bombs. Or a 5-second time penalty. I agree. I agree. Uh-oh. Is the Steps looking to make a move into the pit lane? I should have made the overtake. Boo. Boo. Into the pits they go. They're all going onto the hards or the mediums. Sponge going onto the mediums. Very interesting. Cal also coming into the pits, possibly going on to the hards. So is Talk, so is Mookie, so is Tonghinga. And everyone seems to be right behind each other again, although Blue Dark 44 seconds behind, so he's gonna wait. Well, he's gonna have to push a little bit here to get back to the safety car line. Blue Dark with a drive-through penalty, speeding under safety car. They can all overtake the safety car again. Not sure why. I was fighting for top spot. That's very unfortunate. Sorry. That is very unfortunate. Who dive bombed you? Starry. Oh, top 10. Okay. Not once, but 3 times. Who crashed you? Starry. I want to know. I want to call them out on stream. We're gonna give them humiliation on stream. No, that's not true. Alright, for everyone who's now watching the live stream, there we go. You can make a beautiful screen out of that. I know you guys love when I make these beautiful moves, well, these beautiful faces. So I have no idea what it looked like as I was watching the camera, not the screen. But make sure to take a screen when you see it, and whoever posts it first on in the chat, you get a shout out next stream. It seems like the Steps is trying to make the overtake on Spongy right there. So we've got 2 drivers who didn't come into the pits. Well, they did come into the pits early during the race. Jan on 10-lap-old hards in P1 and Rios on 10-lap-old hards in P3. So I'd assume they came into the pits when the first safety car was there. They switched from softs to hards, and now they're in P1 and P3. Are they going to be able to finish the race on these tires? I don't think so. Are they going to gain a couple of positions? Probably. But the question is, how long will these hearts last for? Because Miami is a very slippery track. There's a lot of tire degradation, all that kind of stuff. So I don't think they're going to last. But if they are, they're probably going to be around 60-70% tire wear, which is very, very, very difficult to race with on Miami. So Blue Dark is down by 49 seconds right now, as I don't think the safety car will wait next lap. We will be doing one more lap behind the safety car right now, if I'm not mistaken. And then we're heading into lap 16, well 17 actually, after this safety car round. Then we're heading into lap 17 out of the 29. Still 12 more laps to go in that case. So the guys who have gone onto the hard tires will be on 24 lap old hards. And Jan coming into the pits right now. No, it's Rios. Starry has left the session. No, don't worry. I don't want to name names, mate. No worries. No worries, mate. I was just joking about calling them out on chat anyway. I mean, on stream. But I mean, I agree with you. The dive bombing has to stop. And, you know, the best thing to do is report. And that's all you can do. Just report and hope for the best. I don't know if the dive bomb actually made you DNF. But I'm pretty sure it wasn't intentionally. They have already inboxed me and said sorry. Don't worry. Don't you worry. I would still report it though, because I mean, a simple sorry is not gonna solve the problem, is it? Did you DNF through? Sorry, I'm blanking out totally. Did you DNF through the dive bomb or not really? And I do think Blue Dark is going to get there on time. 15 more seconds, 14 more seconds. So, Sir Valiers, if you're in the Discord, make sure to text either a Divine Eye or Tutski Beard, and they'll give you all the information that you need. Tutski is a very helpful person for Div 2, and I think Divine sorts out Div 1, if I'm not mistaken, or the other way around. No idea. Safety car is going to come in this lap, as everyone is right behind the safety car. Yeah, DNF from dive bomb. That's unfortunate. Yeah, this. Okay, fair enough. So safety car is going to start again. Surveyors, if you want to DM me in the Discord, that would be alright too. I think I can sort that out for you if you want to. Jan still in the leader's positions right now in P1. 11 lap old hearts. I'm not in this Discord. I was in Phoenix though. I'll shoot you a Discord invite later when there's another safety car, when there's nothing happening. So I'll shoot you an invite and you should be good to go. So off we go. When is Jan gonna go? He's gonna go right now. Did Scottish got caught sleeping? Doesn't look like it. 2 lap old hearts for the Mercedes driver. Tusky looking to make a move around the outside of the Mercedes driver. Beautiful move there from Tusky, but not much room given. Is he going to take P2? Jan struggling already. They're going 3 wide into turn 2. A little bit of a crash there. Jan drops 2 positions. That's Tusky. Oh, Jan. Oh, what happened to Jan? He's dropping back all the way to P14, isn't he? Yellow flag for the Williams driver, as he's going to be causing a lot of incidents here. Well, not really. He did cause Tusky to lose concentration, as Scottish is 6/10 ahead of the Ferrari driver right now. The steps looking to make a move on Spongy here. Spongy, even on these medium tires, is not really able to make up a position during that early stage of the safety car restart. Steps looking to make a move on the Alfa Romeo driver. He's right on the tail, but the move is not quite there yet. Spongy now with a good exit coming out of that last corner before the main straight is going to be there. Is going to give him a good opportunity to make the move down the main straight. Only 2/10 for the steps too, so with a good ERS usage and some slipstream. He's going to be able to make that move. And yes, indeed, he is. Down the main straight he goes. He uses all of his ERS that he has right now. He's going to go down the inside. Is he going to make up a position? Doesn't look like it. The steps. Although, who is going to have a better exit coming through this last section of the track? It is going to be the steps who retakes P3. AWH makes up a position, although Shermanator was looking to keep that position, but the room was not there. They're going 3 wide. Talk now with a deep dive bomb. Pushes Shermanator a little bit wide. 3-second time penalty. A little bit of chaos here happening. Shermanator retakes P5. Shakal in P7. Jan has retired from the session. In the pit lane, unfortunately, Blue Dart came into the pits too to go on a new set of tires, or did he get a drive-through penalty? Talk looking to make a move on the Williams driver pretty soon. I've sent a request to VB Thomas on Discord. Not sure if you remember, I was the American guy we were talking about NBA and basketball in the Phoenix chat. Yeah, of course, mate, I do remember you. I thought you were French, but now that you mentioned the American thing, I do remember you. Here comes Talk. Down the inside he goes. He doesn't have too much room to work with. Gets pushed wide a little bit there. The Williams driver retakes P7. As Talk needs to watch out with any moves through Sector 2 right now. If he has a good exit, once again coming through this 90 degrees corner. He touches the curb a little bit too much, and that is going to be P7 for Shakal. Let's have a quick look with the steps here. Down the main straight he goes. 410s, it's not going to be enough. And Serge Spongy on these medium tires, he's not really gaining too much time. 11 more laps to go. Fastest lap for the steps of 130.8. Not bad at all. Talk retakes P7, although they're going side by side. Talk, is he going to retake the position? Doesn't look like it. Shakal with a beautiful defense on the Dutch driver. And both the Haas drivers are now having a heated battle, trying to get into that top 8. Talk already in the top 8, of course, with his teammate. Is he going to play the team games, or is he going to play the competitive games? That was actually a question on my exam, and I messed it up completely. Talk right behind Shakal. A Williams driver against the Haas driver. A little bit of an awkward line there from Shakal. Thomas closing down on the Williams driver as Shakal now loses a position, loses another one to Younes. And Younes with a good straight line speed, he might be able to make the overtake on Tong Hinza. And he is going to. Down the main straight he goes. And it's a little bit chaos here in the midfield. Younes has the inside line as he's going to be able to take that position from the Haas driver. There goes Shakal. He loses the position and he loses traction on track. I think he got crashed out a little bit there, unfortunately. Down the main straight they go, and Talk, he's got to be happy with that P7. Let's have a quick look with the position changes right now. We've got our biggest winner of the evening. Shermanator came from P15 all the way to P9 already. The steps right now having a heated battle with Tutski Beer. Down at the start-finish straight they go. He's going to have the DRS, but so is Tutski right now. Tutski going a little bit too deep. There goes the steps down the inside as he makes up that position to the Ferrari driver, and Scottish is just gaining and trying to get away from these guys as he's able to do that. 1.2 seconds already, and the more these guys are going to be battling, the more time he's going to gain on these two. Also Sir Spongy 1.2 seconds behind, so he's not going to have the DRS. Let's focus on Tong Hinga here real quick as he finds himself right next to the Alfa Romeo driver. Gets pushed wide a little bit there. Younes not leaving too much space for Tong Hinga. And also Rios makes up a position on the medium tires. Now it's going to be Tutski having a heated battle with steps. DRS wide open for Younes. He decides to go down the inside. A little bit of touchy things there between Talk and I think it was Rios, if I'm not mistaken. Rios down the inside he goes and he makes up a position. Beautifully done. And it wasn't Talk, it was Tong Hinga. My apologies. Into the chicane they go. And then we're heading into that long main straight where Rios is not going to have the DRS, of course. Or is he? No, he's not going to have the DRS. Younes 6/10s behind. Rios is not going to be able to make that overtake. But is Tong Hinga maybe going to be able to make that overtake? Doesn't look like it. Doesn't have a single ERS left. Oh, goes late onto the brakes. Almost goes into the back of the Alfa Romeo driver, but brakes just in time. Was that a car? Down the inside, Tonhinga makes that overtake on Younes. I think Younes comes into the pits, doesn't he? 5-second time penalty, unfortunately. And guys, just to keep in mind, everyone who finishes the race gets points. So make sure to not DNF or retire in the pit lane. The steps having an interesting line, but so is Tutski. Might have made a little mistake there. The Ferrari driver decided to go a little bit too wide through that corner. Might have wanted a little bit too much exit speed in order to keep the guy behind him down the main straight, but the steps is going to be able to make that move anyway. Down the inside he goes right now. Beautifully done by the steps right there as he retakes P2, and now Scottish has a lead of about 1.8 seconds. So it's going to be not the pole, but it is going to be sprint race win for Scottish, and it might be the actual race win for the Mercedes driver too, as we're heading into lap 22 out of the 29. Still 8 more laps to go right now. And will it be Scottish on top? And who's going to be in P2? Because these two are having a feisty battle at the moment. Tutski 2 tenths down on the steps. He's going to have the DRS, but will it be enough to make the overtake again? And will these two work together, or will they either be battling for that P2, or will they still have hopes for that race win here? There's a 2.2 second gap to the Mercedes driver right now. And Spongy is going to have to give those medium tires a chance at pushing, because otherwise he's never going to be able to get back to Tutski and the steps here. Ooh, Rios having a little bit of an awkward line through that corner. I don't think he has put too much practice on the Miami track right now. Well, right now, earlier this week, he's sliding all over the place. Might have been the setup, if I'm being honest. He's having awkward lines. He's touching the curbs. He's losing too much time. Tutski now down the main straight. Into sector 2 he goes. Well, almost sector 3 already. The only thing he needs to get past is the chicane. A little bit of an awkward line there from the steps, but I think that might have been strategically. Then Tutski had to watch out, slow down a little bit, and now there is a 5-10 gap created from the steps to Tutski Beard. Down the main straight he goes, and will it be Tutski up into P2? Doesn't look like it. Not enough straight line speed. The steps decides to go down the inside, while taking the inside line. Into the fast left-hander they go. And then we've got that last corner here around Miami to go into lap 23 out of the 29. Still 6 more laps to go. And then also Rios is still having a heated battle. Now gets a 3-second time penalty during his battle with Tonhinga. Up into P8. Sir Spongy managed to get back to Tutski and the steps, so we're going to be having a 3-way battle for a P2. And Scottish seems to be flying away already. 3.1 second of a gap to these three right now. Spongy with the medium tires. I feel like the medium tires are a little bit better at this point during the race than the hard tires are, because Steps, Tutski and Scottish are all three running hard tires, and then the only driver running medium tires in the top 5 right now is Sir Spongy. And the more they're going to be battling, the more chance that AWH Smith has to come back to this group and try to battle for that P2 position. So right now it's only a 3-way battle, but it could become a 4-way battle if Smith manages to push a little bit more. 4.2 seconds, I think it will be a little bit too hard for the AlphaTauri driver right now. But it's also very difficult down the main straight for Sir Spongy to keep the pace of the guys ahead. I think he just lacks a little bit of straight line speed on his setup. As Sir Spongy, of course, lost about a tenth down the main straight, even with the DRS. Oranje Brown has just left the session, as he's got a DNF already. I'm just going to have a quick look where Tutski is going to end up. If he's going to have the DRS, you gain about 2 to 3 tenths down the main straight with the DRS. Maybe even a little bit more if you use the ERS. But But I don't think it will be enough for the Ferrari driver right now. 6 tenths, 7 tenths right now. 8 tenths for the AlphaTauri driver. And I think Dutski drops out of the DRS. He drops out of the DRS. Is he still going to have the DRS though? Doesn't look like it. Oh no, he is going to have the DRS. But Spongy has the DRS too, which is beautifully to see, but he's not making up any time, even with that DRS, so it's not really too much of a help. Well, it is a help to keep him close to the guys ahead, because if he wouldn't have that DRS, I don't think it would have been an opportunity for him to get back to that little group there. Has a little bit of a snap coming through that chicane. Fantastic driving from these guys, but it's just such a hard time keeping the car on track here in Miami. Got a yellow flag in Sector 2. That is going to be Blue Dark, as he lost the position to El Chacal. What does that name even stand for? I really wonder. Ooh, Sir Spongy definitely made a mistake. 2.1 seconds down on Dutski. I think these medium tires are giving up already, as there is only 4 more laps to go. All of these guys in the top 3 running hard tires at the moment. And Sir Spongy decided to come into the pits when the safety car was there to go onto the medium tires. And I wouldn't say it was a bad decision, because otherwise he'd have to come into the pits 3 or 4 laps later. But still, you know, he's losing so much time right now. Rios got back to Shermanator. 3 tenths for the Aston Martin driver. Dynamite straight he goes. A DRS wide open. Shermanator doesn't have a lot of ERS to work with. Around the outside goes Rios as he makes up a position. Beautifully done by the Spanish driver, as Shermanator will have to patiently wait. I think it's a close battle for the championship. Let me have a quick look in the Discord. Driver standings. All right. So we have got the Steps in P1 with 87 points. Dutski in P2 with 66. And AWH Smith in P3 with 58. So he's going to close down that gap. No, he's not going to close down that gap. I think Scottish is actually going to close down the gap to Dutski. Actually, he's gonna get past the Ferrari driver, if I'm not mistaken. The Steps is gonna keep his position, and I think Shermanator is gonna lose none of the positions, because nobody behind him is actually close to him right now. The Rios around the outside, as there's not much room given by Shermanator for Rios to make the overtake. There's a yellow flag in Sector 1. That is going to be Mookie. Did he lose a front wing? Doesn't look like it. Lap 26 out of the 29, so 3 more laps to go after this one. Sir Spongy definitely losing time, and it might be AWH Smith closing down that gap to Sir Spongy. And then we won't be having a battle for P2 between those two, but we will be having a battle for P4 between those two. As the top 5 didn't get a penalty yet. The first driver with a penalty is Stock in P6. Then we've got Shermanator, who's just got overtaken by Rios once again, who both have a penalty here. And then Mookie in P10, 17 seconds behind. He's not going to gain a position, but I don't think he will lose a position either, as Younes has a penalty too. So that is definitely something to look at here during this race. A lot of guys have got penalties. Mookie now gets a penalty. Fair enough. So he is in danger still from Younes right behind him. Lap 27 out of the 29 we've just entered. Shermanator and Rios still having a heated battle. Shermanator now up into P8. And let me have a quick look at what penalties everyone has. Oh, there goes Shermanator, retired from the session. There was only 3 more laps to be driven for the Alpine driver, but he bends it into the wall, and he's got a broken front wing and a broken wheel. So that is going to be a game over for the Alpine driver right there. And he's also left the session, unfortunately. We won't be having a safety car, so we are into the 2 last laps of this race. Dutski now into P3, still right behind the steps, as it has been a back and forth race between these two, but I think the steps will have it. I think the steps has enough. Oh, look at that ERS management from Dutski Beard. Dutski might have saved a little bit of ERS to drain it all down the main straight when the time is there. And I think the steps needs to play it a little bit smart here, because otherwise, I mean, I don't know. Blue Dark crashed coming out of the last corner. Alright, so here goes Dutski. Not the best decision in my opinion, because now the steps can just wait for that long straight during the last lap and make the overtake like he did earlier during, I think it was during the sprint race. Didn't he do that? Or was it between someone else? I'm not sure. So the steps is going to wait lap 28 out of the 29 we are in right now. And Scottish has already created a gap of 3.6 seconds. So there's no way these two are going to be getting back to that person, to Scottish, without Scottish making a mistake. And I think it will be very rare to see Scottish make a mistake. The steps kind of losing grip right there, almost lost traction, almost been into the wall, but had control of his car right on time. 4/10 right now for the steps. Down the main straight he goes. Is he going to go around the outside? I think it's some strategical mind games from a Dutski Beard, trying to slow down so that he can let the steps go past. And what I think the steps should be doing right now is not get past Dutski, if I'm being honest. Through the chicane they go into that last corner before the main straight. Here comes the steps. He's not going to make the overtake. 6/10 for the AlphaTauri driver, as I think he's going to patiently wait before that main straight is going to be there. He has some ERS saved, but so did Dutski. Look at that ERS management from the Ferrari driver. Both drivers, well, the steps is around 35%, but I think Dutski has more than 65% of ERS. So he's going to drain it all down the main straight. But will it be enough for the steps, well, for Dutski to keep that position? What will the steps do? Will he be using it all down the first main straight coming out of turn 7 or 8? I'm not 100% sure what turn that is actually. Some beautiful lines from the Dutch driver here, but who will take P2? P1 is almost secured already. Last lap battle between a Dutski Beard and the steps. Down the main straight they go. The steps has some ERS saved, but he's not draining it all down this straight yet. He's gonna use the DRS and the slipstream. And Dutski draining a little bit of his ERS. Into sector 3 we go. The steps are right on the tail of the Dutch driver. I don't think Dutski played this very well. He should have stayed behind the steps. Although, did he have to stay behind the steps? Let's have a quick look here. Down the main straight. They're going the steps. Make a mistake. He makes a mistake. 5/10 behind right now. And it is going to be game over for the steps. Dutski retakes P2 here. With that little mistake from the Czech driver. Beautifully done by Dutski Beard. Keeping composure and keeping concentration on track. Beautifully done. Scottish is going to take a P2. And the steps kind of made a little mistake there coming around that last corner. Sir Spongy did not feel any pressure from behind. AWH Smith only got 1.5 seconds closer. Then we've got Talk with a 3-second time penalty. He's gonna let his teammate go through. Well, of course, penalty-wise. 3 seconds right now. Tonghinga is gonna catch a P6. He was hoping for a P10. So he's definitely got a P10 today. Rios comes across the line with a P8. Not bad at all. Younes in P9. And then we've got El Shakail in P10. And then we've got Mookie, unfortunately, in P11. Blue Dark, who had a couple of incidents today. He has finished already 1.12 minutes behind Younes with that 5-second time penalty. That unserved 5-second time penalty, of course. El Shakail, P10 for the Williams driver. Very unfortunate incident he had earlier during this race, but he dropped back to P10, and Mookie is going to finish this race in P11. Beautifully done. Well, not really. He crashed a couple of times. He had some incidents. I think he should practice a little bit more, talking about the Canadian driver here. But that was going to be your Miami Grand Prix. Driver of the day is going to be Tong Hinga. Congratulations to the Haas driver. Otherwise, it would have been Shermanator. But unfortunately, he crashed out in lap 26 out of 29. So he's very close at finishing this race. Kind of somehow messed it up. We've got our Scottish driver, well, British driver. He's under the name of Scottish. In P1, he had a pretty decent result there. Got full points in the sprint race, but also got full points during the race. Tusky in P2, and the fastest lap goes to the step, so he will grab a point for fastest lap. Sir Spongy in P4, we've got Smith in P5, further we've got Tong Hinga, Tok, Rios, Younes, El Chakal in P10, and further we've got Mookie, Blue Dark, Shermanator, Jan, Starry, Naismith, Jabiza, Oranjeboom, Jesper, and Ishi in the top 20. We had, I think it is 8 DNFs today, all the way from Shermanator to Ishi. Then, of course, we have got all the rest of the grid. The biggest winner of the evening is indeed going to be Tong Hinga. He went from P14 all the way to P6, so he's gained around 8 positions, if I'm not mistaken, if my math is correct. But that is going to be your Miami Grand Prix today, guys. I'm just going to go over the sprint races real quick. And these are the weekend results. So Scottish is going to be in P1, Tusky in P2, and the Steps in P3. Not a bad result from them at all. Sir Spongy in P4. And AWH Smith in P5. So actually Tong Hinga got a good amount of points for the Drivers' Championship and also the Constructors, as we've got Talk with a pretty decent result during the sprint race and the actual race too. So we will be seeing you next week. I'm just going to take a quick look what a race is going to be next week. It is going to be Canada. So we will be heading into Canada next week. And then we will be having our season ender in... where is that season ender again? The season ender is going to be in Mexico, as we will only be having a 6-week calendar, unfortunately, as we want to match up Div 1 with Div 2 again. So guys, I thank you very much for watching the live stream. My name was Phoebe Thomas, as I will be your commentator for Div 2 for every week until I'm not free. Or until the time is there. We never know. So guys, I thank you very much for watching, and make sure to check out Divine Eye Racing. They will put a Discord link in the descriptions. And I hope you guys like this race. Make sure to check out my Twitch channel if you haven't already. I'm a Twitch streamer. It's called VB Thomas on Twitch SS. Also my YouTube channel, and make sure to subscribe to the Divine Eye Racing YouTube channel. And make sure to join our Discord if you like to race in our league. So guys, thank you very much for watching. My name was Phoebe Thomas. Make sure to check out the previous races, but also this one. Peace out.